Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to take a tour of the hidden economic structures that decide the prices you pay for, well, everything. From your morning coffee to your monthly internet bill, it's all governed by a set of invisible rules we're about to make visible.
So, let's kick things off with a puzzle that you deal with all the time. I mean, think about it. You can spend hours, maybe even days, comparing features and prices for a new phone, right? You can play the companies against each other to get the best deal. But then, your water bill arrives. There's no competitor. There's no one to switch to. You just pay it. So what's the deal with that?
Well, the answer to that puzzle is a concept economists call market structure. The best way to think about it is like the rulebook for the economic game. It sets the terms of engagement, it defines how businesses have to compete with each other, and most importantly, it determines who really holds the power to set the price.
So, in this explainer, we're going on a guided tour of 4 of these economic worlds. We're going to look at perfect competition, monopoly, monopolistic competition, and oligopoly. And by the end, you'll see exactly how these different rulebooks shape the world you buy from every single day. Okay, let's dive right into our first world, which is also the most theoretical one, perfect competition. You can kind of think of this as the economist's ideal starting point, the baseline against which we measure everything else. All right, to get this, picture a gigantic farmer's market. You've got thousands of farmers all selling potatoes, and thousands of people wanting to buy them. Now here's the most important part. A potato is a potato. The products are identical, what economists call homogeneous. Because of this, no single farmer, not one, can affect the market price. They're just too small a drop in a very, very large bucket.
And this is where it gets really fascinating. This massive split in power. The entire industry, right, all the farmers and buyers together, they set the market price. Let's say it's 20 rupees a kilo. That's the price. But the individual firm, or one single farmer, they have absolutely zero power. Their demand curve is just a flat line at 20 rupees. If they try to charge even 1 rupee more, 21 rupees, every single buyer will just walk to the next stall. They have absolutely no pricing power.
So it all boils down to this one crucial takeaway. In a world of perfect competition, firms are what we call price takers. They don't make the price, they simply take whatever price the market gives them. The only real choice they have is how many potatoes to sell at that price. All right, now let's completely flip the script and jump to our second world, which is the total polar opposite of what we just saw. We're talking about a market with just one seller, a monopoly. You know, the word monopoly literally means alone to sell, and that really says it all. It's a situation where one single company is the entire industry for a product that you can't really find a substitute for. Just think about Indian Railways or your local electricity provider. There's only one. You can't just wake up tomorrow and decide to start your own competing railway because the barriers to entry, the cost, the infrastructure are just unbelievably high. And what are you going to do? Not use electricity? There are no close substitutes. That gives this single seller an incredible amount of power. So what's the bottom line here? Unlike our powerless potato farmer, a monopolist is a price maker. They don't take the price, they make it. They have the power to choose the price and the quantity that will make them the most profit. And as a consumer, well, you don't have much of a choice but to pay up. Okay, now for a market that's more of a hybrid, mixing a little bit of what we've already seen. And honestly, this is probably the world you interact with the most. It's called monopolistic competition. So this market has lots of sellers, just like our farmer's market. But here's the huge twist. The products are differentiated. Think about the soap aisle in a supermarket. All those soaps get you clean, but they compete by convincing you they're different. Lux is a beauty soap. Dettol is an antiseptic soap. It's all about branding, packaging, scent, and advertising. And this is where it's so clever. That brand identity, that feeling of freshness you get from Liril or beauty from Dove, it actually gives each company its own little mini monopoly. They're not just selling a product, they're selling an idea. And that allows them to have some control over their price. All right, time for our final destination. We are entering the world of the giants, a place where just a few massive firms run the entire show. This is an oligopoly. Think about the big mobile service providers or the cold drinks industry. You know, Coke versus Pepsi. A tiny handful of major players dominate everything. And the most important thing to get here is something called strategic interdependence. It's like a high-stakes chess match. Each company is so big that any move it makes, a price change, a new ad, immediately and directly impacts its rivals, who then have to make a countermove. What this means is that the whole game changes. It's not just about what customers want anymore.
It's about predicting what your main rival is going to do next. Every single decision is a strategic calculation. If I do this, how will they react?
Just think it through for a second. If one mobile provider cuts its prices, what do the others have to do? They have to follow suit, or they'll lose a ton of subscribers. But what if that same provider raises its prices? Well, its rivals are probably just going to sit back, smile, and welcome all the unhappy customers looking for a better deal. And the result is fascinating. Prices become sticky. They fall together pretty easily, but they are very, very resistant to going up.
Okay, so we've taken a quick tour of these 4 very different economic worlds. Let's pull everything together now and see how this all really impacts your day-to-day life.
This chart here lays it all out pretty clearly. You can see the pattern, right? As you move down the list from perfect competition to monopoly, the number of companies in the market shrinks, but their control over the price just skyrockets. And those two in the middle? Monopolistic competition is about many firms using brands to stand out, while oligopoly is about a few giants locked in a strategic battle.
So next time you're out shopping, you can actually see these invisible forces at play. The market for something basic like milk is pretty close to perfect competition. The price is roughly the same everywhere. But your phone plan? That is a textbook oligopoly, a strategic battleground where every single move is calculated. The price of everything you buy is a direct reflection of the market it lives in.
And this leaves us with one final big question to chew on. As a consumer, which of these worlds is actually the best for you? Is it the world of perfect competition with its rock-bottom prices but totally identical products? Or is it a world where companies are battling it out for your loyalty with cool brands and constant innovation? The answer? Well, it's not nearly as simple as it might seem.